Welcome back to Back Then I Wish I Knew, a podcast where I sit down with entrepreneurs, creators, and overall cool people and learn about their journeys, about how they got to where they are, and lessons that we can learn from them. Hi guys, today we're here with Justin Cheung, founder of Second Savour. He's also my old elementary school friend. And yeah, welcome Justin to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
So Justin, tell us a bit about yourself, like just in general.
I'm a third year business student at the BD School of Business. I'm concentrating into MIS, and finance is basically tech and finance. I started this company for fun, kind of just like for the work experience, because I want to work as a product or a project manager. I still do, but then I wanted to combine basically something that I already had soft skills in, which is cooking, and then making that into some type of business, which allows me to kind of understand the products and how products gets from ideas to market, and how to bring a product from shit to less shit.
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest, when I first took over, I wasn't.
Wait. Let's run it back. What is the business that you run, or what is Second Savour?
Yeah, so basically the Second Savour is a company that's trying to reduce the amount of food waste in the supply chain. So we work with juicing companies like Booster Juice, Jugo Juice. We work with a couple grocery stores, a couple nonprofits. And when they juice their oranges, instead of throwing away the really nutritious peel, which has a lot of vitamin C, we take it, we upcycle it to our products, creating zero food waste, a more nutritious candy, and just something more tasty for people to enjoy.
Okay.
I guess with the product itself, it's not completely really innovative. As in, across the world, you see people using the orange peels for different stuff. Like in China, they use it. They just dry it out and they just eat it as a snack, just a dehydrated snack.
Yeah.
And then all over, in Europe, they use it for zest, for for pastas. They use it they actually make it into candy as well.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I looked over here, why was no one using it? Why was no one using the peel? There's more vitamin C in the peel. There's more fiber. There's essential oils. So that's why I was kind of put two and two together of hey, maybe this could work.
Okay.
And so I think the hardest part is just changing people's minds. Because when you hear someone say, "Oh yeah, I'm taking garbage and making it into food,"
it's
that's,
who wants this?
Yeah, who wants this? But don't worry, we're Fraser Health approved. We have all the food safeties. We have got all the approvals. So it's not it's nothing crazy. And yeah.
Okay, walk me through this. You said that it used to be a school. It was a school project, basically, and then you kind of just there's lore.
Yeah. So basically, this is a big lore drop, I guess for the BD students. But I wasn't the one that founded the project, and I'm really adamant about saying that because I didn't come up with the idea.
Yeah.
But I was part of the founding team. I was originally doing all the legal stuff, so trying to get the food safety application. I was doing a lot of the cooking and recipe testing, but then I found out later that on my team, their finances were completely wrong.
Yeah.
They said that our product costs $6 to make.
Yeah.
You know how insane that sounds? Okay, because our labor is free and our raw resources.
Wait, $6 per pack?
Yeah, it costs us to make one pack $6. And what did it look like this? It looked like more shit.
Yeah, okay.
It cost us $6. They said the people doing the finances said it would cost $6 to do a pack.
Okay.
Again, our raw materials are free. We get the peels for free.
Yeah.
Our labor is free because we have the fucking students.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, where does the $6 come from?
Yeah.
So what happens was that they combine variable cost, total cost, and divided by a random number to give you the product.
Divided by the production number, quote unquote, right?
Or their estimated sales. Which was 200 bags.
Yeah. How much were they selling it at that time?
So since we're selling it, it cost us about $6.80.
Yeah.
We had to sell it for $8. No one's fucking buying that for $8.
Yeah.
It's we sell this for $8 in stores.
Yeah.
But it's about it looks way less professional. No nutrition label. There was nothing on here.
Yeah.
It was just said it used to be citrus candy. It said citrus candies by Second Savour, had a lemon. That's it. And we're selling that for $8. And then so then I also was taking over sales. I did 90% of sales.
Yeah.
In that first year. And so then I basically was doing the legal, the finance, and sales, which is
everything.
That's basically everything. But you want to take a guess how much we made that year? Whole year.
Zero.
No, we made money.
100.
We made less than $500.
Okay.
We went to Enactus Regionals. We came second.
Yeah.
Like,
That's pretty good for 500.
But like all the other projects were pretty bad too.
Okay.
So after that year, I mean, technically everyone's term was over, but they could come back if they wanted to. They all didn't. Yeah, obviously, like.
So was this a club at the time?
Yeah, it was like I was part of Enactus.
Okay, so this thing was a part of Enactus.
Yeah.
It was like a project that you guys came up with for Enactus.
Yeah.
The case competition.
And then our category was sustainability. So that's where you can see where everything comes together.
Okay.
Again, everyone could have came back if they wanted to.
Yeah.
They didn't.
Yeah.
And then they were actually they were thinking about like cutting the project entirely. Like,
Okay.
They were gonna kill it.
Yeah.
But then I was like, you know what? I think I want to see what I can do. Right?
You think you can be the second savior?
Yeah, I could be the savior. I could be the second savior. Yeah. So then I came in May, built a dream team.
Yeah.
I had like a lot of industry experience.
Yeah.
On my founding team right away.
Yeah.
And I just kept on building my team, and then I got into our SFU incubator program.
Yeah.
Gave me $10K for free.
Yeah.
I think we farmed SFU and UBC for like almost $20K.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Like $20K free money, no loan, just grants. And then our first, actually, before we went to our first month of sales, which was in December, I was like at a really low point.
Yeah.
Like I was gonna give up. Like I'm like.
Why is that?
Because I felt like everything was going wrong.
Yeah.
You know, nothing was working out, and it was just so hard. Like everything was like I had to figure out everything. Everything you do, what I was doing, like it was brand new. I've never done it before.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So. Like I had to do going through like all the legal stuff. That was like tough.
Yeah.
Going on through doing finance projections.
Yeah.
Doing like outreach to like stores or to even get POs. Just managing my team in general.
Yeah.
Like it was tough. Like I in my incubator program, I was literally telling them like, yo, like, is it chill if I just like drop this and do something else?
Yeah.
I was actively looking for new ideas.
Yeah.
And I think I just kind of lost the vision and the sight for it. And good thing I didn't give up.
Yeah.
But, I didn't give up not because I didn't want to fail myself, but I didn't want to fail my team. I didn't want to fail, I guess your parents, right? Or my incubator program. Or like, it's basically, even to this day, what drives me is like that like social aspect of not wanting to be like a loser.
Yeah.
But like when we did do our first month of sales, we did about $10K in sales.
Yeah.
Which is better than $500.
First month?
Yeah, first month.
Okay.
December. It was insane. It was
insane. Yeah.
You know what held us back?
Yeah.
We didn't have enough to produce. We couldn't produce enough.
Okay.
So that's a good issue to have.
Yeah.
So,
how did you go from 500 to 10K?
Right. So to building up to that, we made 3 selling channels instead of last year. We basically had 1.5, I would say.
Okay.
We have 1 store,
yeah,
which doesn't really count as a selling channel. I mean, I guess it is, but the other selling channel was just me going up to like students like, hey, you want to buy a bag? And it looked like edibles back in the day. I'll show you a picture actually.
Yo, you can honestly still package these up as edibles.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could. Like we could we're thinking about like either putting protein powder or something.
Yeah.
In it or have edibles. But this is what the bag looked like last year.
Yo, that low key, I get the vibe though. Wait, I'll show this is what it looked like. Oh shoot, that's his other camera roll.
oh shit. Wait, you want to? Yeah.
This is what it looked like. Compared to this one, side to side. Okay, yeah.
But this is our 3rd iteration on our package.
Okay.
We still have another one coming out.
Yeah.
And that one hopefully is our last one. Just like, again, you learn as you go.
Yeah.
We wanted to we didn't for example, we have like Product of Canada.
Yeah.
But we didn't that Trump stuff.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to buy BC, buy Canada.
Yeah.
So we need to actually have the logo, which makes it look more legit.
Okay.
There's other stuff like in the front, which is completely revamped in the front. But we always get like feedback like, oh, your packaging looks really professional.
Yeah.
Everything's made by students.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I hope, I know I shit on them all the time, but if you guys are watching the podcast, you guys mean a lot to me.
Okay.
But so for December, the reason we made 3 selling channels.
Yeah.
We were doing a lot of like markets. So that was mainly
farmers markets.
Pop-up markets.
Yeah.
Like once people tried our products, they were like, "Holy shit!"
It's
actually pretty good. And then also that we only 3 ingredients, a lot of vitamin C.
Yeah.
There was like a big selling part on like what the product was there.
Yeah.
And we also were selling in a bunch of other like stores, like grocery stores, couple smaller.
What was like your biggest channel? Was it farmers market?
The farmer markets was about 60 to 70% of
Okay,
our sales.
yeah.
Online, I would say would be about 5.
Okay.
And then everything else is like
Stores.
And then I guess like there's some miscellaneous like, like when my friends want to buy bags or something,
okay.
right? And then so we were at the high points. I got a buyout offer. Right?
And the first one?
Yeah, my first month of sales.
Okay.
But it was like pretty low buyout offer considering that I did 10K in sales. But then I should have took that offer because I didn't realize that when we went to January, February, March.
Yeah.
Though that was kind of like a slow season.
Yeah.
And it's not only that like.
Why is it a slow season during that time?
Because like just people just spending less.
Okay. Is it because it's after like Christmas?
Yeah, it's after Christmas.
Yeah, okay.
So usually people spend less in January, February, and March.
Yeah.
But that's also because like in January, February, like we kind of put the brakes on. Like I wanted to like I was like kind of burnt out.
Yeah.
I was putting like before that, so from September to December.
Yeah.
Like I would constantly do 80-hour work weeks, 60 to 80-hour work weeks, like minimum. Like,
yeah.
So I was like, holy shit, like this is like a lot. And then I was going back to school.
Yeah.
I was doing the business, and so I was just trying to find the balance.
How do you like manage that like 60, 80 hours, or like walk me through that like day? What did it look like to be that long?
Yeah, so I guess like maybe through the week. So Mondays. So when I was in my co-op or my entrepreneurship co-op, like on my Mondays, like every single day I'm going into the office. So Monday I'm going into the office, and then I like usually that's like my days filled with meetings with I have like a bunch of advisors. I have like 13 different people that I can talk to.
Yeah.
I think
that from the program?
It's from the program and some from outside.
Yeah.
So I think I talked to there was like so the whole day was just filled with meetings.
Yeah.
From 9 in the morning to like, and then my team meetings at 10 at night.
Yeah.
Or 9 at night.
Yeah.
So it goes to 10. Usually goes over.
Yeah.
So that's already 12 hours, and then Tuesday, I go in. That's usually a little bit more calm day.
Yeah.
I just like start working on whatever like miscellaneous
Yeah.
tasks. I might have 1 or 2 meetings. And then Wednesday, I actually like every day I had a team meeting.
Yeah.
So I broke it down into 4 different teams on my team. So I broke it down to sales, ops, marketing, and
finance.
No, sales, ops, marketing. like kind of like web. Like the e-commerce web. Yeah. That one I didn't really go because I had no idea what was. I had no idea what was going on. But yeah, each one of them I had a meeting at night, and then I also had a like overall team meeting once a week. So I had basically at night I had 5 meetings. I would have 1 meeting.
So do you think a lot of like running a business is like these meetings like?
Yeah, I mean, once you have a team, I really didn't really spend a lot of time on the actual business development.
Yeah.
I'm more people management.
Yeah.
And then also I did a lot of the hands-on stuff.
Okay.
So like for example, so every weekend we go to markets.
Yeah.
So usually our market dates are either Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
Yeah.
Or like 3 of those 4 days. And usually when we have the POs, I cut them on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I make them on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then they dry, and then I package them like throughout the day.
Yeah.
Or throughout the week. Sorry.
Okay.
So that's already a lot of hands-on stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Especially with the markets. I mean, I don't mind doing the markets. The markets I enjoy. I mean, because you talk to your customers. I'm like basically the face of the product.
Yeah.
And you get like a lot of feedback. I think sales is probably the most important part, because last year I think the only reason why I was able to improve the product so much was because I was doing all the sales.
Yeah.
When you do sales, you get feedback like before you sell it. You get feedback after, like when they're about to pay.
Yeah.
And then you get feedback after they eat it.
Yeah.
So if you want to, I feel like if you want to, like, see if your product's good or not, you need to get your ass on the ground.
Yeah.
Don't get anyone else doing the sales. You do the sales, understand what's wrong and how you can improve your product, and then make the improvements as you go. And I give you that example of like in December, our product used to be really sour, like super duper sour.
Okay.
But we got a lot of feedback. It's too sour.
Yeah.
You also have to take feedback to a grain of salt, right?
Yeah.
Everyone has their own taste palette.
Yeah.
But we saw that the Asian audience, for some reason, like, they just hated it.
Yeah.
They hated it. The white people, the Caucasian people,
Yeah.
they loved the product.
Yeah.
So then we toned it
With
down.
the sour one?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
So that's why we're coming out with a lime and lemon version.
Okay.
So our oranges are going to stay relatively the same.
Yeah.
Our lemon's going to be super sour.
Yeah.
To get that audience.
Yeah.
And our lime, we also get a lot of feedback that it's a little bit too much sugar.
Yeah.
So we're going to do like less sugar.
Okay.
So but again, I only know that just because I did the sales.
Yeah.
Right. I think where else going?
Do you think, like, in terms of, like, the sour stuff, like, I remember I was talking to one of my friends, and he was saying when he was selling at farmers market, majority of the audiences were more, like, Caucasian based. Like, do you see that? Do you see that a lot more?
It depends on when you go to the market. So, for example, when we go like to the interior a little bit more, like, not even the interior, like Surrey, like Abbotsford, there's a little bit more Caucasian, but there is still a good amount of Asian. Like East or South, like East, no, South Asian, like South Asian.
Yeah, I give up.
Yeah, South Asian. Like there's a good amount of South Asian there. They really like the product. I don't know why.
Okay.
Like Persian people, they love the product.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Okay.
And North Van, it's a little bit more Persian, Caucasian.
Yeah.
And then, we do some in Burnaby. That's a little bit more Asian, like or East Asian.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can kind of see like what type of your audience is there, and you also see like some areas there's more like younger people. So our product actually does like when I initially thought or did like kind of like the product road mapping, I was thinking like the people that are going to enjoy the product are going to be like the eco-conscious people.
Yeah.
It's going to be the younger audience, people that probably just graduated, starting to have money, and they don't know what to spend their money, so they start buying like more like organic stuff or healthier stuff. But then like when we actually did the sales, we threw that out the window. It was just like older Caucasian women. It was completely different. It was completely different, and they like I think my biggest lesson, I think it's like kind of obvious like now, but I don't know, it might not be obvious to everyone.
Yeah.
But if your product is shit, it doesn't matter about your mission and vision.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No one's gonna spend like, let's say you're selling $100, I don't know, shoes.
Yeah.
I mean that's not even that expensive. $200 shoes.
Yeah.
Like if the shoes like falling apart and like if it's shit, but like let's say you're using like resources that is recycled and you're using like labor and like fair labor.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Like no one's gonna buy it.
Yeah.
So that was like a big lesson I learned. I think the previous year is that it doesn't matter if you're eco conscious. Like no one's gonna. If it tastes like bad, no one's gonna buy it. Like why would you buy it, right?
What do you think is like? Run me through like actually creating like going from zero to creating like a business plan to creating it. Was the first part through like Enactus or like how did you walk through it? Because like for me, all I know is my basic demographic SWOT analysis. Okay, that's it.
I mean, so for me, what I did was did a really deep dive timeline of everything and try to like see what all the moving parts are, right?
Yeah.
Because like sometimes, let's say you get the product out, you get you start signing up for markets, but you don't have that legal aspect down.
Yeah.
For example,
what's the legal aspect?
Like let's say incorporating your company, getting your food safety stuff, being in a commercial kitchen. Like if you don't have that aspect down, and you're you're really far behind. You can't. Like, let's say you're ready to launch a product. No, you're not.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have to wait like 1, 2, 3 months. Just for that legal.
Was your September to like November like when you're doing your legal stuff and you launched it?
Yeah. No. So I started doing my legal stuff in the summer.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, I wanted to do the product launch in September, October.
Yeah.
But we had delays in the product's packaging. It's about a 1 month turnaround because I'm getting it from China.
Yeah.
But we missed the deadline on when we wanted to get the packaging done.
Yeah.
Because we went through so many iterations. Yeah. I ran it through professionals, like people in the food industry space. Yeah. They were saying, "Oh yeah, you need to do this."
Yeah.
So it's better to, obviously, it's better to have something that's more ready. But obviously, again, like ideally, like your plan will never go to fruition.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Doesn't matter how deep of a timeline you do. Doesn't matter how much of a risk mitigation you do. There's something that you're not gonna know, like unless you've done it before.
Yeah.
So, I think that's why I was struggling, and I would say the October November time was because everything went wrong, or like things weren't going to plan, and then that's.
Okay, you were talking about like team meetings before.
Yeah.
Like when you have all these teams, like what do you said you don't have that many team members.
Yeah.
How did these like team meetings work? Was it just like one-on-one? Or
yeah.
Like...
So originally when I was part of Enactus.
Yeah.
So it was Enactus. the first year, and I was in Actus for the second year. That's when I came in.
Yeah.
So I was part of Enactus, so I had 13 members.
Okay.
So I split them into like 4 teams, about evenly.
Yeah.
And then but in those 4 teams, each person had their own role.
Okay.
So for example, if you're doing sales, one person, I categorize sales as mainly like external outreach.
Yeah.
So sales could be like, you're reaching out to grocery stores, or you could be like reaching out to get some POs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the issue with that was that I wasn't. Like I kind of like learned as well that I needed to be like, since you're like such a like small startup, I needed to be more hands on some of those teams.
Yeah.
Some of those teams were okay. Because like the person leading those teams, they had the experience, they had the leadership experience already. But some of the teams, I think they needed a little bit more help, and I think I kind of failed to see that.
Okay.
I think instead of me getting frustrated or upset with them, I think I should have just like help them instead of like getting mad at them.
How do you actually create teams? As in like, okay, you break them down.
Yeah.
How do you actually tell them what to do? Because I feel like a lot of people starting out like they have this big vision. Okay, for example, this podcast is like, okay, I want this, but it's like, okay, what the fuck do I even give them for my roles? And how do I even tell them this timeline and how to actually meet them?
Okay, so I had like kind of like a leadership team. So I had like about 4 people, like 4. Yeah, about 4 people on my leadership team. I think it's 5. 5 people on my leadership team. So I would tell them my vision and then tell them my goals, and then from there they take those goals that I want them to meet, have them create their own goals. So for example, for marketing, get X amount of impressions, get X amount of followers, get X amount of drive for our website, and then they pass it down to their team and then see how they can get it done.
Okay. Yeah, so it's not like you're like, okay, this is exactly what you should do for marketing. You're like, okay, marketing, I trust you to go
I was really hands off.
Okay.
Because like at the end of the day, this is a learning experience for them.
Yeah.
And so if you're just bossing everyone around, like holding their hands, they're not gonna learn anything.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And that's what I think that was my really big philosophy on that. But obviously, it doesn't work for everyone.
Yeah.
And I think I struggled to understand that. Yeah. Because one of my teams, they were slacking the entire time.
Yeah.
And instead of like helping them, I think I was like, okay, like I'm just gonna do it. Like fuck it.
Yeah.
So I was just helping. Like I was like really helping them, as in like just doing the work.
Do you think that's because those are like the type of people that are less proactive because they, or maybe they don't have as much experience, so it's like harder for them to like actually figure out, okay, what are these exact tasks that I have to be doing?
Yeah, I think it's mainly because they were just not confident in themselves. Like I kept on telling them, like, just make a decision. Like at the end of the day, it's not my money, or because I didn't invest any money.
Yeah.
It's not my money. It's not your money. Just fuck up. Like just make a mistake. Like make a choice. Learn from the choice. It could be good. It could be bad.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And so like I think it came from like just the confidence, and also maybe not knowing kind of like that experience of what to do. Again, like I kind of should have probably fostered a better environment for that. I think it was my fault.
Yeah.
I'm not like blaming that person purely.
You know who you are.
You know who you are. But no, I think I did a lot of sit downs with that person and try to work through it.
Yeah.
But it just didn't work out. I mean, that's okay. And
that's
what I mean. Again, like it's learning for me too, right?
Yeah.
Because like if I want to be a project manager or product manager, and I have to work with other teams, I'm gonna have like that situation, and so now I kind of know better how to deal with it, right?
Yeah. What do you feel like is your biggest lesson that you've learned, like, running this, like, growing this too, right? Because I know recently you got your award for 25 under, under 25.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. Like I keep telling people it doesn't mean shit. Okay, but like, I guess it does mean shit.
Yeah.
But I think I can do better.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Like it was Surrey 25 under 25.
Yeah.
I mean, like there's 700,000 people in Surrey. I'm not even from Surrey. Like, so like.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I didn't send a I didn't nominate myself. I got nominated, right? I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, cool, but.
You want the Forbes 25 under.
Oh, okay, that was a little too far. But I think the BC 30 under 30 is very like. I think that's more attainable. For me.
Okay.
Like that's something more realistic. I know, like I was looking. I know, like Andy was. Andy and Jess got it.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shit, maybe I can get it one day.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, I think I know, not to glaze like Andy and Jess, but I think they helped me a lot. So,
Yeah. Okay, let's move on because I talked to Andy about this, who's the founder of Baked Cookies. What are your thoughts on like mentors and how does mentors impact you and how do you most maximize that like relationship with them?
Life changing. So I think not my favorite, but like the mentor that I think I connect the most with, she was my case competition coach.
Okay.
Back in last year.
Yeah.
She runs the plant-based workshop. It's pretty big. It's basically vegan noodles or like a vegan broth and vegan noodles. Yeah. Super successful. She's across Canada in I think 500 stores, Whole Foods, like London Drugs, all that shit. And she's based in North Vancouver, and I think from day one she was so helpful. Yeah. From products, like product testing to packaging to sell sheets to sales to websites to marketing, like literally everything. Like everything. Yeah. Like if even if I have like woman problems, like she's basically like a second mom. She's basically a second mom. Yeah. I think she was like definitely life-changing. I like definitely there's better mentors than others. Right? Yeah. But her, I have like a couple other ones. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna shout them out, but like there's like I have like 5 that are really good. Yeah. And then there's like other people that I can always ask for help if I wanted to. Yeah. Like I know Jess and Andy are really nice. Yeah. So if I really needed help, they were motivating me in November and October and November.
When you're like, you don't want to do this.
Yeah. Because I was going into the same kitchen that they're in.
Yeah.
So, so just like the food and beverage space or the entrepreneurship space in Vancouver is like pretty good. It's like there's not that much, not that many people, but it's a really well knitted community, I would say, and everyone's really supportive. I don't think I've ever met like a really big asshole, like really big. Like, I don't know if you know what Venture Labs is. It's like SFU Venture Lab.
I've heard of it,
it's So I was at one of their events, and then like these guys are all tech. Yeah. And then they're all like just munching on my product. Yeah. And I was just like, that was like probably the first time I had a smile on my face with the product.
You're like, wow, this is great. There's so many tech bros here, and I can just sell them my product.
Yeah, I know.
Because I think you like stand out completely from. I feel like what are your thoughts on this like? This tech bubble right now, because like I feel like when you say the word startup, you automatically go towards AI tech right now.
Yeah. I think like my personal thoughts, I think it's stupid. Yeah. Because there's always problems like every day. Yeah. And like I've done competitions, and the reason why sometimes I lose is because I'm not tech, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Yeah. Like for example, I went to a UBC Innovation. Yeah. I lost to people without MVPs. Yeah. Like I just like purely just an idea, and I lost. Yeah. And I was like, what the hell? Yeah. I mean, oh my! I was like generational crash out. Everyone was tech. Except for me. Yeah. And I just couldn't believe I lost. Yeah. Because like I had actual products to market. Yeah. And more than an MVP too, right? Yeah. There's that, and I was also doing this Enactus Nationals competition. So it's like anyone can sign up, like any entrepreneurs. Yeah. I came top 30 out of I think 300 something. Yeah. Which is it's pretty good. Yeah. Like, yeah. But the top 3 winners like that's like understandable. Like, they were tech.
But it's like
life changing. But like it's life changing. Okay. So I'm not like I'm just but like the moral of what I was trying to say is like I don't mind losing to tech when they're like
good, but like not just GPT rappers.
Or like they have like metrics. This guy, the winner. Yeah. She's projected to do like 60 million or something.
With nothing to back it up.
No, but with $6 million in sales already.
Oh, for the Enactus?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's different.
I don't mind losing. Like obviously, like I obviously should lose to that. But like to like going to the UBCA, losing to like something that is like just nothing. It's nothing. Yeah. Like it's just like Okay. But I think a lot of entrepreneurs should think further than tech. Yeah. There's issues across the world that's just not like being addressed. Like food. Like usually people with food, like it's kind of hard to be innovative, but like I mean again, like with the products, right? Yeah. I would say it's pretty innovative for food. Yeah. So
how do you think like people can actually like adapt that mindset, given like we're so flooded with this like concept that like basically AI is the only path to go now, and like I feel like all the other interesting ones, like for example anything in food or like whatever, it kind of just gets like shoved down. And I also think like one of the reasons that happens is because production time is a lot longer, and production costs and profit margins is a lot less. that's kind of why people, because I think in this society a lot of people are like, what's the fastest way to make fast money?
Yeah.
And their brain is like SaaS, zero upfront cost, and then it's like whatever. Right?
And once you create the product,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
just
Yeah.
sell it. Yeah, I think that might be the issue. Honestly, because I'm not doing this for the money.
Yeah.
I don't really care.
Yeah.
I was doing it for the experience, so maybe that's why.
Yeah.
If you're thinking about just purely money, then yeah, you're going to go into tech. Probably.
Yeah.
But like when I went to an elementary school to I was doing a little lesson for grade 4 and 5s. To go back to your point about like I think having changing the mindset.
Yeah.
I think it's low-key like social norms as well.
Yeah.
Because when you go into these grade 4 or 5 kids, like, you ask them, oh, what problems you guys have and like how like some solutions that you can solve it. None of them were tech.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think that could be an issue. It's just like social norms and just like breaking that social bubble. But I think it's mainly the
walk me through your thoughts on the education system, because I know you're great at math.
Okay.
But like, but like, how do you feel like education system actually prepares you? Because I personally feel like it doesn't at all, and like you get to a point where you stop looking to how to solve problems and basically just how to work for other people. Right?
Yeah, I feel like, I think in high school, I did all the business classes.
Yeah.
I did every single one except for macro, micro.
Yeah.
So like I really enjoyed those classes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of problem solving in there.
Yeah.
You know, math, I didn't like find that. Like, I didn't. Okay, wait. I did Calc 1 in university.
Yeah.
Holy shit. But I got it the second time around.
Yeah.
When I did microeconomics, like the math part of so it's like there's year 1 micro, and then I did year 2 micro.
Yeah.
Year 2 micro, you need to know derivatives.
Yeah,
you don't know how to do that stuff. You're like fucked.
Yeah.
I got it the second time around, so I know how to do it now.
Yeah.
But okay, that's kind of going away from the point. I don't even remember what I was saying. Oh, yeah. I mean, I feel like the education system, like, it only helps if you know what you want to do.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Since I already knew I wanted to go into business.
Yeah.
I mean, I just did all the business classes.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what you want to do, like, it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know. It doesn't really prepare you.
Yeah. Because I was listening to this like podcast, and it was basically saying like, you know how like in elementary school they ask you like, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah.
When in reality, like the phrase that they should be asking like kids more often is like, what problem do you want to solve?
Oh.
Because like you're saying, it's like social norms, right? As you grow up, you're flooded with more like, oh, tech is the solution, ball is the solution. Like, yeah, what are your thoughts on that like statement? Do you think more people should think about like, okay, what problems are there that can be solved in like your day-to-day life compared to just like, I want to be an astronaut when I grow up?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of like the first time I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Like how like people shouldn't be asked like, oh, what you should want to be when you grow up.
Yeah.
But I think that could be a way to like definitely. Well, maybe the question could be like, how do you want to impact the world?
Yeah.
Because maybe not everyone wants to be a business. Business,
exactly.
right? Yeah. I think that probably should change the question. Is like, how do you want to impact the world and see how kids I don't know, because they're the future, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because you were saying like the kids that you were like teaching, like they had like these different things that were not like, oh, I'm gonna build AI, I'm gonna build tech. Like, what were some of the things that they were like trying to solve?
The two that I remember, one of the kids said that he was sad that he had anger issues and he was fat. And I was like, what am I supposed to say to that? Or no, it was like anger issues that he's fat and he couldn't spell. So I told him, you know what? I can't spell either. But you know what? It doesn't matter if you can't spell. If you practice, you get better. And in the future, when you get to use like laptops, you get spell check. And then the elementary teacher just looked at me. And I was like,
what am I supposed to say to that?
Okay. And then one of them was like, there was like this girl that said that she didn't like to go up or get out of her bed to go pee. So she had this like pee pan thing, and then like had like a hose that went to the toilet.
They were like drawing stuff out.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No,
you know what? I feel like kids are like the most creative type of people, and like you just lose that creativity somewhere along the way, because it's like, bro, I was looking at like photos that I drew as a kid, and it's like, holy, like now you look at it, I think as you grow up, the more like perfectionism, that like mindset like gets drilled into your head, that like, oh, like that line doesn't look too straight. Like I need to make this perfect, or else it's not like for example, like when you were told to like draw a person when you were younger, you just drew whatever the heck you thought. But then someone would look at it and go like, wow, this is a horrible drawing. And they just like, you just be like, oh, that's a bad drawing.
Oh, I mean, I just know that my drawings can be bad.
No. Now they call it abstract.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, back to the point.
Yeah.
Back to the same topic. So like, okay, if we were to go back to like your high school self, would you tell him anything different?
Yeah, work harder in school.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But you just said like school.
No, I think I should have worked a little harder in school because I never, like, even to this day, like I don't even give a fuck. I care about school kids, but I feel like I don't even care about school that much. It's like because I did so much outside of school, both in elementary to high school to now.
Yeah.
I think I'm just more of a hands-on learner, but I mean, I guess I wish I wasn't. I guess I don't know.
Why is that?
I don't know because like you have like that like stigma of like, oh, you go to this school, oh you.
Do you think it would have made a big difference though?
No.
That'd be like.
I don't know. You know what? I like UBC. They were trying to get me into their incubator program.
Yeah.
Because there's another company. Don't remember. I think it's called Sustained Grain. Or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
They basically turns excess like barley into like flour.
Yeah.
So they were trying to get me into there because
Yeah.
they just graduated.
Yeah.
I mean, and I was like, am I even eligible?
Yeah.
I'm not even a solder student.
Yeah.
But I should have like negotiated. Like, hey, if you get me into solder, like.
Treasure Pro.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think at the end of the day, like, it probably doesn't matter. Right?
Yeah.
As long as you go somewhere.
Yeah.
Like it just can't be like a Douglas level. Like it's fine if you go to Douglas, but like
crazy shade.
No.
Okay,
But like you just have like so much less resources.
Do you feel like university? Like, how do you maximize university? Because like I feel like a lot of people they're like, oh fuck it, I'm just gonna drop out of university because like I want to go pursue my own like career or like how would you why
because I mean it depends on how long you've been in university.
Okay.
Yeah, but like people say, oh, like look at like Elon or look at Microsoft dude. Mark Zuckerberg too.
Oh, Mark Zuckerberg.
Because they all dropped out. Right?
Yeah.
But like they say, oh yeah, these guys dropped out. Like oh yeah, like I could drop out and I'm successful too. But have you heard about like Jim? I think it's like Jim Benson. Have you heard?
No.
Exactly. You know why?
Why?
Because now he's homeless because he dropped out of university. Like the people that say, oh, like I can just drop out of university and then just like be like these people.
Yeah.
Like you know what the percentage of people like that is?
What?
Probably 0.0001.
Yeah.
Like you hear about their story.
Yeah.
Because like they're successful.
Yeah.
But you don't hear about the millions, billions of people that do that too and are not successful.
Yeah.
So that's why I think going to school is important because it's not what you learn; it's more the people you meet.
Okay.
And the stuff that you have access to, right? Yeah. But going back to like me going to I guess like SFU.
Yeah.
Like being in SFU, since not everyone there is great. Yeah. It's easy to stand out. Yeah. And it's easier to get into the programs and other funding. Yeah. So if I went to solder, I think it would have been much harder for me to get into the incubator program. Yeah. Because I think you guys have like more of like a startup environment. Yeah. At SFU, it's like kind of small. Okay. So I would say, I don't regret that choice. It's like, would you rather be a star player on a shitty team, or would you be a shitty player on a star team? I don't know. Like, what would you say? Okay. What would you say? Like, what would you be?
I'd be a star player on a shitty team.
Yeah, I'd rather be a star player on a shitty team.
You'd be on more headlines.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, but like again, like I feel like at the end of the day, like it. Okay, I know I kind of went back now, but I think school kind of matters, but kind of doesn't at the same time. Yeah. But I feel like getting that education is kind of important because like even though I didn't really learn anything that like in class that's applicable, but it's all the people that I met.
Yeah. So you think it's more like the resources that you gain in university and leveraging that compared to like the actual school stuff that you think.
Because like at the end of the day, solder and BD like they have the same education. It's just the people around.
Exactly.
I would also say like I feel like if I went to solder, everyone would have been like everyone's super competitive. Yeah. So it's hard to build a team like that. How I have
because everyone's kind of working against each other more of. Okay.
But then again, I am a very competitive person. Yeah. So I think I would have really strived in that environment as well.
Okay, what are your like thoughts on having like some sort of industry knowledge before you actually go into something? Because like for me, like I would not know what to do with freaking candied, like making candied orange. Like how is that something that you're like, okay, I can actually take action on this?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like even me with my industry experience, like working at the keg as a cook, like it's not directly to it because it's technically two different industries. I'm in the manufacturing industry, basically. That's the restaurant industry.
Yeah.
But I guess like with me having some type of soft skill of like being able to cook.
Yeah.
Was able to help me. Actually, that's a hard skill.
Yeah,
it's a hard skill. Yeah, having that hard skill of cooking to allow me to do the recipe, a lot of the recipe testing was helpful. But I low key like you probably don't like need anything. But like it's the reason why I feel like it's so hard for business students to have startups.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a hard skill in anything.
Yeah.
Like what if most business, let's say you go to tech, right?
Yeah.
If you're a business student, most of the time you can't do anything.
Yeah.
You need a technical founder.
Yeah.
So I guess like for me for food, like I was just lucky.
Yeah.
That I was already cooking and.
Yeah. Do you enjoy it though? Do you enjoy that process though?
Of what?
Like doing like the experimentation. Like...
Oh no.
No? Not at all.
No. The only part I really enjoy is making money or like sales.
Clip that, bro.
No. But
okay.
I mean I love problem solving.
Yeah.
So it was like every day is different. I mean
Yeah.
like today I was just like now I'm here.
Yeah.
On a podcast.
Yeah.
I mean I think my favorite part is just like anything can happen.
Anything can happen? Yeah. Okay.
I think that's my favorite part.
I think that wraps up our podcast for today. Thank you, Justin, for being on this podcast. And that is episode 2 of Back Then I Wish I Knew. See you guys.